high energy. So, masters, we talked about quantum coherence last time, and we will talk about time and space. So this is something which is space-time and time-space, a concept which is very interesting, very intriguing, and sometimes it could be confusing as well. If we can understand, then it can make our life simpler. It can help us in understanding certain things that we say we should do, why we should do, things like that. So typically, the smallest unit, if we talk about any material, so we say atom. Or if you talk about your body, then we say cell is our smallest unit. Our body is made up of trillions of cells. A lot of cells makes one tissue, a lot of tissue makes one organ, system, like that. So if we talk about the smallest unit, whether atom or cell, it's 99% empty. That means inside is just emptiness. Now, scientifically, people may say it's empty, but actually it is energy. So if 99% is emptiness, what it is? When we talk about universe, same thing. You have big planets, huge. However, there is a huge gap between planet and another planet, or the satellite, or whatever. So you see that we can say universe is more than 90% empty too. And this is something that we have to understand. Emptiness does not mean really a vacuum. This is where energy lies. So first we'll talk about space-time and time-space. So if we are talking about space-time, means we will explain space. When we talk about time-space, we are explaining time, whichever comes first. So when we talk about, say, space, to make it simpler, we are talking about the distance. If we live in our 3D world, and typically 3D means we say length, width, and height. So we can describe how big the object is, how long it is, or how wide it is, or how high it is. That's our 3D world. We look at anything, we can see, we can have a feeling about it. Yes, from a distance, you may not be able to judge the accurate length or width or height. However, the eyes can have some relative perception that, okay, I see an animal from a distance, how big it is or how small it is. That's our 3D world. Whether it is tree, mountain, doesn't make sense. Doesn't matter. Sorry, all your senses tells you is relative to our understanding of our 3D world, that how big is the mountain, how small. You may not know the exact height, but you look at the mountain and you can say, wow, how it's a huge mountain or it's a small hill. So this is 3D. Your space or the distance is based on point A to point B. Whether you go from your house to your neighbor's house, you go from your city to some neighboring city, or one country to the other, there is always point A to point B. That is the distance you are traveling. Now, this distance is, in terms of space, is still expanding. When we look at the universe is continuously expanding. Now, when we say universe, it's not just our galaxy, the sun, Earth, and all other planets. No, this is just one galaxy, and there are like countless and different galaxies in the universe. So the universe is expanding. That science has proven, that is known. So when we are talking about the space, which is still expanding, means unlimited, infinite. You can keep on going and you can still not finish your exploration. In this concept, the time is very linear. We say space is unlimited, but time is very linear. As we travel from point A to point B, we feel separation. That means it is separating. We are moving from point A to point B. We say it will take so much time, whether it is some seconds, minutes, hour, doesn't matter. But we experience time in moving from point A to point B. So anything, there is a separation coming because of this time factor. This is where, when we think about the time and it is separating the thing that yes, to go from here to here, this is all based on Newtonian physics because everything is based on that 3D world, time, distance, all those formulas. So we know if you have to travel a distance, it will take some time, means there is a separation. So this is classical Newtonian on which all other science or research is based on. But if you take your senses out, and when we talk about our senses, our 5 senses, which is feeding our brain constantly, your sight, because you look at something and then immediately you have a lot of information. You can smell and you can have information. You can hear and you can have information. You can feel it or you can taste it. जिसको हम कहते हैं 5 इंद्रियां. So this is how the body is getting, they are like radars of our mechanism. And it is feeding you information. Whether danger coming, whether you see a friend coming, rain, weather, something you like or something you do not like. Heavy rain, you may want to hide somewhere so that you don't get wet, or safe if it is lightning outside. So all those hearing, feeling, tasting is our different senses which tells us. But this experience is based on time as a horizontal line. Horizontal line means, typically you see any graph, you have a 0 in the middle and then left and right. You will see a plus side on one side and then the negative axis on the other side. What is plus or minus or 0? It is nothing but your present, future, or past. So when we see time in this concept of space, time is either past tense or future tense or present tense, like we say. Now, present is just the moment. Future, of course, will come. We have not seen it. And past, you can go to any limit. But what it tells us is, it induces the feeling of lack. That I don't have this, I want this. From future, we are expecting something. It could be your grades, if you are a student, you are working on something. It could be money, a house, a car, materialistic thing. It could be some skill you want to develop, whether music, dance, you want to change a career, doesn't matter what. But it develops a feeling of lack. The moment we think in past, present, future means I don't have something, you say, oh my God, last year I was having very tough time. Next year, I want something good to happen with me. So what is it? Feeling of lack. You are feeling that this I don't have, and I wish next year, next hour, next day, next week, whatever it is, will be better. So we are telling ourselves that I do not have this. This is the feeling of lack. I don't have good colleagues. I hope my new work will bring new or good colleagues, or my neighbors, or my relatives, colleagues, doesn't matter. It induces the feeling of lack. So whatever we think is attachment is due to our ego. I am this, other is this, my business, my family, my this, all this identity we use to define things. If we can remove this identity, We don't define ourselves by how much wealth we have, how much knowledge we have, how intelligent I am, how good looking, how tall, how short, or how this or that. If we can remove this identity and we can become nothing, nowhere, no one, nobody, no time, then you will be in the present moment. Neither you are thinking of past nor future. You are not thinking about what you do not have, lack. And this is the present moment, which is in our horizontal timeline, just one line. Rest everything is either future or past. And if you can be in this present moment, you feel oneness. You feel wholeness. Because you have no attachment, your ego has dropped. And there is no wish that, oh, I wish I could be this, or I could get this, or this and that. You are in the present moment. Now, this was space-based, space-time. Now let's talk about time-space. Means we are talking about time. What is time? This is the fourth dimension. 3-dimension, easy, we understand. Length, width, height. Fourth dimension is time. Now, what does it mean? How do you move from space-time to time-space? Time, you cannot sense, you cannot experience with your 5 senses, the one we just talked about. Distance, yes. Your normal day-to-day life, yes. Your eyes, your tongue, your ears, your skin, your sound, and all those things can give you a feeling, but not of time. To go beyond your normal 3D world, which is 4-dimension time, you have to develop the, a thing which is above your 5 senses. How do you access that? Through your consciousness. You cannot use your normal 5 senses and say, I can sense time. You have to go from what we said, Newtonian physics, typical, the physics that we learn in school and all. You have to go from Newtonian to quantum physics. Quantum concept explains or get you the feeling of the 4th dimension. Why this time of 4th dimension is important? Because all possibilities exist here. But you can only experience with your consciousness awareness. In this concept, time is eternal. Eternal means no limit, means infinite. That means this present moment is not just 1 second, 1 millisecond, a microsecond. No, this present moment, you can expand on your timeline limitless. That means everything is happening just now. There is no past, there is no future. Everything is happening just now. You do not define yourself as physical body, because length, width, height is physical. So you have kind of overcome that limit. You have become better. Now you are defining yourself as energy. Slow frequency reflect lower feelings. Faster or higher frequency reflect elevated emotions. So, when you are feeling of shame, guilt, pain, all this feeling of lack, lower feeling means lower emotions, means negative emotions, all those things. But when you can bring elevated emotions, now you have jumped from low level to high level feeling. You are no more living in the feeling of either a guilt, pain, shame, or feeling of lack. I don't have this, I don't have that, or I lost this, I lost that. That is higher frequency, means higher energy. In this, when time is eternal, you cannot move unless you change your frequency. In space, you could walk, you can go by car, you can go by bus, flight, whatever. Here, to move, you have to change your energy. Time is infinite. And you can only change your frequency by changing your thoughts. So you cannot move unless you change your frequency. Frequency you can only change by changing your thoughts. Different thoughts, different frequencies. And with different frequency, you are in different stages, whether it's childhood, youth, adult, past, present, future, whichever way you say. Let's think of one example. Say you are driving. You turn on the radio, very common example that you must have experienced one time or the other. You tune into your favorite channel, whether you go for FM, AM, doesn't matter. You pick the frequency, whether you like channel 98.1 frequency, you like 99.9 or 100.1, doesn't matter. The moment you tune to that frequency, you listen to your favorite songs, you love it, you stay on that channel or frequency. Someone else at the same time, say for example, you pick 99.9, someone else at the same time may like 100.1. And that person is enjoying 100.1. Someone else may be on 104.1. And whatever the program is coming on 104.1, the person is listening to that and enjoying it. Same time. So all the radio frequencies are there. Different channels are broadcasting their stations. Depend which frequency you tune, that is what is picked by your radio, and you are enjoying that program. That doesn't mean other channels are not there. They're there, right there. What you tune is what you get. This is what, when we say time is eternal, everything is happening in the same present moment. There is no past, present, or future. And you can only do this tuning, in this case, the radio, but in our physical body sense by our, when you increase, I hope not decrease, when you improve means in your awareness, consciousness, that's how you change your frequency of the body. This is what the quantum world is, which goes at the micro level, at the energy level. So it's no more just electron, proton, neutron, which are physical, the way science look at it, though they keep changing between energy and matter. And Newtonian physics, we know nothing can go higher than the speed of light. Whereas in quantum world, we know that energy means your thought. Why? Because your thoughts can change your energy, your frequency. Frequency, energy, same thing, different way of explaining it. So when we talk about the vibration, when we talk about frequency, energy, it is the same thing. When you meet someone, you say, yeah, I like the vibe of this person. Immediately you like. What is it? It is your energy and that person's energy interacting, and which we don't know, we don't feel, but that's how it happens. So now what happened? In the space concept, we had a horizontal line. And we said middle is present moment. One side, left side is past, other side is future. But now time becomes vertical. Everything is happening now. All three, there's no separation of past, present, future. Everything is happening now. Wherever you tune, that's where you are. That means there is no separation. There is no feeling of lack. You want to get better, just tune. Change the energy, keep going up to you. Same time. This brings the feeling of oneness and wholeness. This takes away from that it is me, my ego, to something that is everyone's. So if time is unlimited, imagine what you could get done. Because what do we hear most common thing today? You ask a student, a young, in the school going, and a person will say, I don't have enough time. You go to a university student, oh, I don't have enough time. You go to Professional, just join the career. Life is busy. I don't have time for myself, or I don't have time for this. You go to a person who's in the middle of the career, same thing, and person retiring will also say, I don't have time. So if time is unlimited, that excuse is gone. So imagine what all possibilities opens up. All unknown, unpredictable things possible to get done. So in quantum world, this is a dimension where problems do not exist. The thought of the problem is gone. It does not exist. That gives you feeling of relief, feeling of freedom, joy, gratitude, the elevated emotions. Why? Problem doesn't exist. Everything is doable. You have to just tune your frequency. You say, I want a new house. Change your frequency. You want to become better in spirituality. Change the frequency. You want to improve music or learn music. Change the frequency. Everything is possible. And this gives you relief, means take the fear out, take the separation out. Don't worry how the solution will come, when it will come, and all that. Because our mind has limitation. Universe does not. Leave it to the universe. All we have to do is think of what we want and start working, means start changing the frequency accordingly. Now, the moment in our normal world, 3D world, we keep telling ourselves, I cannot do this, I'm not good in this, and all those things. When that is gone, your level of consciousness going up. In meditation, we look inside. Now you are conscious of your unconscious habits. Otherwise, we know everything about others. We keep preaching others. We keep giving advice to others, but we don't know what's happening inside. Now you don't make excuses or complaints. Now you know anything you want, you can achieve. You have to just change your frequency. There is no limit. So your frustration, agitation, complaint, everything is gone. Your meditation will improve, because what kind of thought do you get in meditation? Negative, low level. Because when you get elevated emotions, it will help you getting into deeper meditation, not coming out of meditation. And this is what happens when you are in low level of awareness, low level of consciousness. Your negative energy is always increasing. Why? You get upset on anyone, you get angry on anyone. What do you get? Negative energy. You feel, oh, I'm not good in this, feeling of shame, low self-confidence, self-esteem. What do you get? Negative or low level energy. But when you can overcome all this, you are bubbling with positive energy. You are radiating high, level emotions and everything. So masters, when we do meditation, you are improving your frequency, means your awareness, means your consciousness. So when you sit in meditation, imagine you don't have any senses. So don't worry about anything. You cannot see. Okay, I'm not worried about where I am. I cannot hear anything. I cannot feel anything. I cannot taste anything. Then all those questions are gone. There should be no thoughts about food, what you have to cook, or what you want to eat, where you want to go, what you want to hear, all those things out the window. You are just an awareness. You are just an energy in this space, nothing else. So if you are in this outer space, all you see is blackness all around you. Imagine 99% universe is empty, means one planet, another planet you cannot even see. It's just darkness, blackness, full of energy. Which energy? Positive, elevated, not negative energy. Just sense that energy, sense that you are in the outer space, means nothing around you that distract you. And then you have to loosen up. Let go. Don't stiff your body. Mind and body both, not just the physical body. Everything. Feel the solution through your heart. Feel the positive elevated emotion. And that's the reason I highly recommend after pranayam, before meditation, bring up your affirmation, take it to your subconscious mind, whatever you want, and then feel the emotion. That will bring elevated emotion, the positive emotion in your heart. And then when you start meditation, you are already a level up, the level of energy, level of consciousness, level of awareness. So, masters, this was today's session on time, space, time.